Welcome to our video. There are almost 31 gender dysphoria exist in this world, but in this video, we are going to focus on the transsexual. Throughout this video, we will describe transsexual, explain transsexual scientifically and provide approaches to determine gender identity. First, let's start with few facts. In the USA 1917, Dr. Alan L. Hart, an American TB specialist, has become one of the first female-to-male transsexuals. In Berlin 1931, Dora Richter became the first known transgender woman to undergo surgical for vagina construction. Based on few studies, it is estimated that between 1% and 2% of the population is transgender. According to World Health Organization, sex is the one that are determined biologically based on chromosome X and Y, while gender is the one that are created socially and psychologically based on the sex. Next, assigned sex is biological sex that has been determined anatomically at birth according to the genital part. Easy said, if you have penis you are a boy, or if you have vagina you are a girl. Meanwhile, gender identity is one's personal sense of being either man or a woman. It depends on level of masculinity or femininity of what you want to be. Thus, based on the previous term, transsexual can be defined as a person that of gender identity that opposite with their assigned sex. Transsexual will undergo socially and physically transitions either from male to female or from female to male. To know the characteristics of transsexual, let's meet Amy. Amy was born as a boy, a cute one. As he's growing up, child Amy realized that he has strong dislike of his sexual anatomy, he has strong preference of wearing girl clothes, rejects boys' toys and activities, and he always hoped that he has physical body of a girl. When turned adult, Amy started to have strong desire to get rid of his manly physical characteristics, he wants to be a woman and want to be treated as a woman. Lastly, he undergo surgery to add woman sexual parts and become a woman. Moving on to this, how does transsexual manage to transform? Usually, transsexual will get through 3 steps, which are psychotherapy, hormone replacement therapy and sex reassignment surgery. For psychotherapy, transsexual will talk or consult with psychologists to decide on what they really want to be and determine the right treatment. They will soon start it by change their name and the way they dress. Next is hormone replacement therapy, which is the procedure that include injection or consuming of required hormone into the body to suppress or induce certain hormones. There are 2 types of hormone replacement therapy, which are masculinizing hormone therapy for female to male transsexual. Among common procedures is to induce androgen and testosterone. The second therapy is feminizing hormone therapy for male to female therapy that include inducing of estrogen, or suppressing of androgen and testosterone. The last step to become the true and permanent transsexual is to undergo sex reassignment surgery, which involve the surgical procedures to alter physical and function of sexual characteristic according to their identified gender. They can change the primary sex parts, which include uterus, ovary and testis, and also secondary sex parts such as penis and vagina. Here we have Dr. Henry, who is an expert in genetics. As Dr. Henry observes Amy, he is certain that she has gender dysphoria. Dr. Henry found one of genetic articles reported by hair. Supposedly, all males have the same length of androgen receptor genes. The androgen receptor gene functions as a binding site for testosterone during masculinization. But, in a transsexual case specifically, a male to female transsexual have longer androgen receptor gene compared to cis men. The differences of length affect the binding of testosterone on the androgen receptor gene. It became less efficient, thus avoiding the complete masculinization of the brain. On 6th week of gestation, Wolffian duct will differentiate in male embryo and Mullerian duct will differentiate in female embryo. During the masculinization, the Y chromosome that contains sex-determining region Y, SRY, gene will produce SRY proteins that trigger the development of male reproductive organs. For the process of feminization, due to the absence of Y chromosome, There are no SRY gene present and so, no SRY proteins too, which causes them to develop into female reproductive organs. There are a few genetic defects that can be related with the sex chromosome, which is the case of hermaphrodites. There are 3 types of hermaphrodites. The first one is female pseudo-hermaphrodites and has a 46 XX chromosome. This individual has a female's primary sex characteristics and a male's secondary sex characteristics. The second one is male pseudo-hermaphrodites. This type has a 46 XY chromosome. They have male's primary sex characteristics with a female's secondary sex characteristics. The last one is true gonadal intersex, or also known as true hermaphrodites. This type has both the reproductive organs known as oviposites. This is Sophie. She is Amy's friend. She was surprised to hear that Amy just underwent sex reassignment surgery and now becoming a transsexual. This makes her wonder on how to determine the gender identity. She meets her uncle, who is a doctor, and asks him to settle her curiosity. Her uncle answers. Actually, there are 4 criteria that need to be assessed in determining gender identity. The first one is chromosomal sex. This test can be done through karyotyping analysis. Sex chromosomes of male consist X and Y, meanwhile female has double X chromosomes. Gonadal sex is the second thing to look into. Male develops testes while female develops ovary. The next is external genitalia and body form. Male has penis while woman has vagina. Done. When all criteria result in same sex, the gender identity is either normal male or normal female. If any of these 4 does not give same result, the gender identity is intersex.